Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at interesting maps. Now some maps can be really interesting, like this map of Italy that is literally just a pizza. So, that's interesting, I guess, right, if it's the theme. This is just random, I mean, it really is. It's cool though, I like it. Here are the nuclear power plants in Europe. We've got a lot situated in France, like a lot in France. Look at that. Quite a few in the UK. That's interestingly close to London over here. Wow. That's kind of cool. So the countries in gray don't have any, it seems, which is interesting. I would have thought, like, Italy maybe would have had one. Or maybe like Turkey or something. I don't know, but that's interesting. To see. That's the theme of this video. You get the point now. Here is Europe in 1859. You got the Russian Empire, Prussia. Oh yeah, here's all the German states. Bavaria was independent. France is actually perfectly normal. It's exactly the same. UK had Ireland at the time. I believe that was till 1920s. Spain, same thing. Andorra's here. Ottoman Empire, so they're going strong right now. Not for a whole lot longer, though. Oh, Greece, look at this. Greece is barely around. 2 Sicilies, that's cool. This is interesting. Denmark has a little bit of extra territory than it does today. Here's like the coastal mountains in North America and Africa. And then in Europe, so it kind of like connects. It's kind of weird. That's cool. It's interesting. Someone made a corn maze with the U.S. states. Maine kind of got done dirty there. What is up with Illinois? Do you see this? What happened here? And Louisiana, Mississippi, what happened? Oh, look at like South Carolina. Some of these don't look so great. I mean, I like the West looks alright. But, like, what happened over here? Look at that. That's Europe. If all of the ice melted and, it flooded and everything. Look at the British Isles. They're basically just an archipelago at this point. Iberia, look at this. There's like a weird little thing into Spain. Venice would be underwater. Look at Italy. It's been kind of wrecked here. This would barely be connected to France right here. And speaking of France, like Brittany and stuff, this is all kind of... Brittany's almost an island. Look at this. This is crazy. Look at over here. The Caspian would finally be connected, I think. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh, Denmark's just gone. Denmark just doesn't exist anymore. Iceland took a little bit of a hit. That's so cool. Look at in the... Well, I mean, I guess it's not really cool. Ireland's horrible, too. That is very interesting. It's almost like that's the point. Oh, wait, are they supposed to be the Baltics here? Because they seem to just be gone. There's a giant, like, divot here in the Balkans. That is kind of cool. I mean, it's not, but, you know what I mean? Like, it's neat that we get to see what that might look like. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Because that would not be good. Here's like bottled water in the U.S. So we got Arrowhead dominating the West. Ice Mountains got like kind of the Midwest and, a little bit of like Central. Ozarka's got like the Texas region. Deer Park's kind of got like the Appalachian Mountains area. Zephyr Hills? I don't know what that is. In Florida. That's like the only place that got that. And then Poland Springs kind of dominates like New England and the Northeast. That's interesting to look at. Here's the U.S. flag if all of the stars were proportional to population and like where they are located. So like this is New York up here, I believe. Texas, California, obviously. This is California. Texas, Florida, New York. I'm assuming this is Illinois over here, the somewhat big one. This is that Ohio? Does it really have that many people? That's crazy. Michigan, pretty decent. Georgia, there's a lot of people situated in Atlanta. Look at, like, you can't even see it. I don't know if you can even see it in the recording, but there's a little tiny one for, like, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, um, Rhode Island. I don't even know what this one is here. Probably West Virginia, actually. This is probably Delaware. Oh my god, Wyoming probably doesn't even show up for you guys. That's so tiny. I can't even zoom in anymore. It's so small. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That really is, like, really interesting. I think this is supposed to be Alaska. And then that's Hawaii. But you can't even see Hawaii on here. It's so small as well. Here is France compared to the size of French Guiana, which actually, if we want to see that more up close, we can use the true size of website that I did a video on a few months ago. Here is France overlaid on French Guiana. So it's a lot bigger, but not as big as I thought it would be in comparison, which is always interesting. Guess what? That's the point of the video. Here is a different, like, world map. This is how a lot of, like, Asian countries and stuff, and even some African countries, like, overlay their maps. So, like, instead they have this, because it, makes Asia look a little more significant than it does on our typical Mercator projection, which is interesting. I think Australia also uses this map. I know Japan does as well. Here is a border dispute between New Hampshire and Maine. This Seaveys Island, I believe it is completely disputed between the two. Here it is on Google Maps. According to Google Maps, it's in Maine territory, but, I mean, New Hampshire says it's in their territory, so that's kind of interesting. There's this bridge here that kind of makes the border. Here is the highest temperature ever recorded in every U.S. state. So the Northeast is pretty chilly. Surprisingly, Florida is not as high as I thought it would be. But obviously places like Texas, we got 120. Oh my, 134 for California. That is ridiculous. That's just way too hot. Like, I would hate to even exist in 134 degree weather. Like, that's just awful. 128 for Arizona. I wonder why Mississippi's so high in comparison to, like, a couple of these states. I don't know. Yeah, but New England's pretty good. Alaska is 100, which I thought would be a little less, but still. Hawaii I thought would be a little more as well, but I guess it's because it's kind of like tropical. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. I was at Texas one point, and it was like, I think it was 116 while I was there. It was crazy, so. It's very hot over here. Another interesting map, huh? Here is Botswana overlaid on the U.S., which is huge. I didn't think it'd be that big, but obviously Africa gets kind of, a little smaller for most of it. Here it is on the true size of. So look at that. Freaking huge, man. What if we put over Texas? Ooh, wow. That's nuts. If you have trouble seeing Texas, it goes to like around here. So there we go. That's kind of crazy. It's overlaid. Wow. So we already did the U.S., so now we have the Canadian provinces and territories, their highest temperature, which is a lot less. The difference between, like, British Columbia and then, like, Washington on the other map was insane. Like, look at it. Like, okay, so I believe this is Nunavut. Yeah, I was right. I fact-checked it. But yeah, Nunavut, 34 degrees was the highest temperature. Like, really? That's ridiculous. How the heck does it get so, like, oh my god. That's ridiculous. But just think about, like I was saying, like, so Seattle here, or not Seattle, Washington. I mean, I want to say it was about 100. And then you got, like, British Columbia, which is only 49. Like, that, how? It's barely any difference, They're so close. Like, how does it get so drastically different? Here's, like, the trade in Asia between China and the U.S. And as you can see, China trades with most of Asia. U.S. has a few. India, Philippines, Turkey, Israel, and I believe, is that Qatar? No, I think that's Qatar. But yeah, so other than that though, China's definitely got this on lock. That's kind of crazy. I thought I thought Japan would be the U.S. as well, but I guess not. Oh my god. Look at this. It's kind of blurry, but like this is Brazil. All right? And you can fit all of these countries in Brazil. France, Germany, Spain. I mean, look at this. That's insane. You could fit all of those in Brazil. You could fit almost all of Europe in Brazil. And you're still missing this part near Uruguay. That's crazy. I'd even say it's interesting. It's almost like that's the point of the video. So early in the video we had like the bottled water, but this time we've got these ones. This is like the largest convenience store location. So we got a lot of like Exxon going around, Speedway in Indiana and New Mexico. 7-Eleven is around. Chevron dominates kind of the western part, and a couple little pockets here as well. I don't know why in South Dakota. It's random. But yeah. I mean, that's kind of crazy. This isn't as regional, though, as some of them, you know. Like Exxon, for example. You got, like, Montana and Wyoming. You got Texas and Arkansas. And then, like, over here, you just got, like, random ones scattered about. So, that's kind of interesting. Here are the top 10 most visited countries in Asia. We got China, Thailand. I don't think Thailand would be higher than Japan, but that's interesting. Malaysia, Hong Kong, Macau, Vietnam, India, South Korea, and Indonesia, which that's really cool. It's interesting. Here are all the countries that have sent people to space. So we've got the U.S., and so the blue means it's been with the help of the U.S., like with their spacecrafts. So quite a bit of blue around. Then there's with Soviet Union or Russian spacecraft, which is quite a bit of that. Surprisingly, the UK and France used Soviet spacecraft. I don't know why that would be, but that's interesting. And then, interesting case, we got Germany, which is both, because West Germany was with the help of the U.S., and East Germany was with the help of the Soviet Union. And then China has done it by themselves. So the only three countries that have really done it by themselves, it seems, is Russia, the U.S., and China. So that's kind of interesting. And yeah, I think that's going to about wrap it up for today on maps that I find interesting. I hope you found them interesting as well. And yeah, I found these on Reddit. It's pretty cool. I'll see you next time. Subscribe, like, and I hope to start posting again soon. Goodbye.